Right, well guys, I've been busy achieving not very much. I've sort of abandoned the Ford Excursion and the F250 pickup body shell from scratch malarkey at the moment because this came, right, now this is the Ford Bronco, never mind the chassis it's sat on, this is the Ford Bronco body shell that I mentioned in the last video. It is here, I've started the painting. It is not going to be black. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. I am both very happy and a bit disappointed with this. You could see in the pictures, and I was hoping I was wrong, this back end here, it is really short. If it was properly to scale, it should be at least to here. It should, let's move it out a bit. As you can see, it is very short to there. Now I'm sure Proline did this because it's a crawler body and they didn't want to have any overhangs for approach and departure angles. I mean, the front is fine. That is as a F-150, a Ford Ranger and the Bronco looked, but at the back it's at least 3 times the length of that to the end, and it just throws the scale off for me. It's not a deal breaker. Well, I bought it, so it's a bit late for that. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just sad. Yeah, like I say, it's not going to be black at the minute. This is just the trim. All this paint is on the outside. Just pause that for a moment because my mouth is not working today, so this video could be long and intelligible. Right, basically, I'm recreating an exact model from the 1981 to 1986 model years. I'm not going to tell you any more on that. But anybody who watching my videos from America or Canada who was around in 1981 will recognise it, I'm hoping. Right, so basically I've been buying upgrades, little bits and bats every now and then for this chassis. Now, I have this body shell now and I don't have a chassis for it, so this is where my long drawn outness has been this week. I've been manipulating and messing about with chassis, hoping to find something to fit that because I don't want to buy another chassis. I'm hoping to make one for it. Now, I've made leaps and bounds and strides to make this the length that it is, and it's way too long for that, so I don't want to have to mess about with this on that. That is not the plan. I still want to make a short cab F250 body for this, but all that crap that was on the... I've abandoned that for now. I've sort of got disheartened with that. I've got some ideas on the boil. It's like, put it away and never think time of going to something else. This is something else. Right, so that is now... There is no plastic on this except for the axles themselves. Everything is metal. I'm going to pay £8 for that. And it has proper got rid of the slop. There is very little, if any, movement in those axles now, so that's cool. Right, body for that later. Right, so the chassis for this, it's a 313mm body shell. So what was I going to do? My original thought was take the CC01 from the Ford Ranger. Yeah, now I could make this chassis fit that. It needs to be longer, but that leaves this without a chassis and can't be bothered. So I thought to myself, as I say, well, if that one's not going to work, how about this one? Now, I've got this is let me just remove that out of the back. It's a bit rear panel that came off. This is an MN86K, an MN Models 86K. Slightly longer links and slightly extended the drive shafts, and it's a perfect fit for this. But it is a shelf queen, and it doesn't really need a working chassis. So I thought I could take the chassis off of that and put it under that, but it's not quite wide enough, so I'd need extenders, widthways and lengthways, and then I've got to make a chassis for the Fall Guy truck. So I thought, ugh. And then I thought, well, while I was mooching around with chassis, I thought, until I extended this chassis. Hang on, until I extended this fake SCX-102 chassis to fit the Ironhide project, it was exactly the right wheelbase for that. So I thought, can I make that fit? And yes, that would easily fit that. I just put the original links back on the back, and it should be exactly the right length. But I moved hell and high water to get this to fit this body shell, because it uses magnets up front and body posts at the back, and it's like I've got to mess about with body posts, and I just thought, I've not actually used it yet. I built it and I haven't used it, so to trash it now would be ridiculous. And then I thought, well, how if I use that chassis under this and make I used to have like a 2-wheel drive chassis under there just for sure. And I thought, all right, yeah, okay then. So I got that chassis out, which is this one. As you can see, it's a bit floppy and flimsy at the moment. And I thought, yeah, I could. I've measured it. It's the right length for that now. And then I had this one in the shed. It's a Maisto toy grade crawler, but I mean, look at the flex on that thing. But it's got a little motor and gears for the steering in there. I'd have to recreate a micro servo to fit in there. And then there's no body mountings, so I'd have to recreate all the body mountings. And I'm thinking at this point, I'm starting to lose faith in humanity. I thought to myself, what about this? So just bear with me one moment. I'll just pause the camera. Now, the fisheye lens on the camera makes it look odd, but that wheelbase is exactly right. Although it looks really not at this angle. I think it does need to be a little longer. But those wheels are, like I say, the lens on this phone is really not make it look really gawky, but to my eyes it looks like it works. The wheels are about the right size. Excuse me, what's going on? When I cut the arches out, I'll be able to fit this down and it won't look so geeky, so gawky, but I quite like that, and especially with the colour that it's going to be, which you don't know about yet. All I will tell you is they did in the Ranger, and no, not in the Ranger. They did. Right, this is really not going well, so excuse me. Yeah, right. It is going to be a Bronco in XLS trim. They did the XLT and the XLS trim. Now, basically on the outside, with a few paint touches difference. And graphics, and on the inside with like different interiors, but they're the same truck, just different trim levels. So this is going to be an XLS trim, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Anybody, like I said from earlier in the video, if you were in America or Canada at the time when these were about, you will almost certainly have seen one. I was Googling what to do for colours and graphics and stuff, and I just happened across this model, and I'm like, oh, right. So there we go. It is just slightly longer, but not much, than the Blackfoot Ranger XLT shell. It is a little wider, but because it's so short in the back, it's not much longer, but there you go. Anyway, so I am going to get a proper crawler chassis under this at some point. It's just for now, I just if I can get this chassis working and mounted. See, the thing is, if I mount it to one chassis and then change around, there's going to be multiple holes, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, but yeah, that's strange noises in the background. I don't know what that was. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing for now. The next time you see this, I've ordered the paint to paint it with on the inside. The next time you see this, I will either be removing the overspray film or it'll be done. So there you go. Right. Anyway, so that's where we're up to. Yeah, I know. I've touched on it earlier, I think, but I've abandoned all the aluminium bodywork and that for now. Too much like hard work. It didn't go well enough. I need to do some more research, alternatives. So there we go. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and more soon.